Ladies and gentlemen, it is finally here. The Raw exclusive pay-per-view, Fastlane, is here tonight as the action picks up, the pace quickens, and tonight, our superstars from Raw will compete to try and earn their way above the rest of the competition. Every title's on the line, ladies and gentlemen, tonight, and of course, if you want to watch a specific match of tonight's pay-per-view, you can check out the description down below, and you can find the timestamps for each match in the description. We've got a big night planned for you, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to kick things off with a championship matchup. It will be the glorious Bobby Roode challenging for the Intercontinental Championship that John Cena currently holds. This is a match I've been looking forward to for quite some time. Bobby Roode has been one of the best here on Universe Mode for the last year or so. But that a lot of that came from NXT. A lot of their performances, a lot of those great wins, epic results came down to NXT. We've been waiting and waiting and waiting for Bobby Roode to make it happen here on Monday Night Raw. It seems like Roode is just starting to get things right now after joining Insurgents a couple of months ago. He, alongside the other members of Insurgents, have lifted their games, and all of a sudden Bobby Roode finds himself as one of the top contenders here on Raw for any championship. But tonight, his focus is on John Cena, a man that he's, well, had his issues with over the last number of months, alongside Elias and Kevin Owens. And they've been trying their hardest to get that championship away from John Cena. Elias has tried and failed. Kevin Owens tried and failed at SummerSlam. Now Bobby Roode looks to try and make it happen for the group here tonight. John Cena winning the Intercontinental Championship from Braun Strowman a few months ago, and has been a fighting champion on every occasion he gets. Every time we see Cena, he's up to the task, up to the challenge, despite the fact that, yes, he's got a lot of movie commitments now, he's busy doing a lot of other things in his life, but still finds time to get back in the ring and defend the Intercontinental Championship. And you gotta have respect for John Cena to be able to do that. Not many superstars will be able to manage the workload that John Cena's got, but Cena finds a way. And tonight, he knows that this is perhaps his toughest challenge to date since winning the championship from Strowman. This will be a huge challenge for John Cena. Bobby Roode is no joke, he is the real deal, and Bobby Roode has proven that he can be a champion, and a successful one, being NXT champion for many, many months, the longest reigning NXT champion in Universe Mode history. Bobby Roode has done it all here in NXT, but now a lot of questions are still yet to be answered on the main roster. Can he get it done against the best of the best? We have been waiting and waiting and waiting. Tonight, he finally gets the opportunity that he's been searching for to prove that he is good enough to beat the best of the best. Tonight, John Cena must defend the Intercontinental Championship against Bobby Roode. We'll see Insurgents' leader, Samoa Joe, in our main event tonight. He'll be defending the Universal Championship against Drew McIntyre. We'll also see the newest member of Insurgents, Randy Orton. He'll be facing the man that John Cena beat for the Intercontinental Championship to begin with, Braun Strowman. And that match will be a steel cage match. Anything could happen in that one. But two big men locked inside a cage, that should be a lot of fun. And you'll see that later on. And plenty more matches where that came from as well. As we get underway here, John Cena and Bobby Roode one-on-one with the championship on the line. Well, huge challenge for Bobby Roode. Obviously, Cena has been so great, but John Cena, you know, has his patches where he's brilliant, has his patches where he's not so great. But at the moment, John Cena's going through a purple patch. John Cena's been on fire. He's been able to deal with every member of Insurgents, as we said, over the last number of months. And John Cena, very well experienced here on Universe Mode, having over 150 matches here in Universe Mode. Now, mind you, Cena doesn't have the best win-loss record in the world, but what we've been seeing over the last, well, 3 to 6 months, John Cena has truly increased that record to make it pretty formidable. He's closing in on 100 victories here in Universe Mode, with 88 at the moment, so another one tonight will get him one step closer to the magical 100-win milestone that only 3 other superstars currently hold here in Universe Mode, of course. Well, they're all on SmackDown. That's Cesaro, Rollins, and Reigns, those 3 men. Cena would love to join that list, but he's got a little bit more work to do before he gets there. So Cena Looking for the good start here against Bobby Roode. Roode though with a counter and a clothesline. Cena goes down. Now Roode with the kick to the back. Well, Bobby Roode, short space of time, has really racked up the victories. We talked about John Cena's win record. Well, Bobby Roode is boasting about a 69% win ratio, which puts him up in the upper tier, that section of absolute elite talent. Not many guys are in that area. Well, Roode is well and truly there, and that's not because he's had 3 or 4 matches and he's had a couple of wins. No, that's after a solid 45 matches here in Universe Mode. He has put together a very impressive record that will be very difficult to beat here on Monday Night Raw. One of the most winningest superstars here on the brand. Only a couple superstars have got a better record than him. And right now, Roode's in the middle of the ring. Records will be thrown out the window because it's all about what happens in the ring right now. History, yes, it will play a part, but right now, you have to look at what's ahead of us. And what we're seeing is John Cena in control of this matchup. Cena knows that Bobby Roode is experienced, knows that Bobby Roode has got all the tools to be a great superstar, perhaps a world champion at some point. And Cena has to be careful not to take Roode lightly, and clearly he's not. Targeting the left knee early on, trying to get Bobby Roode down, keep him grounded, and maybe slow him down a little bit as well, as Roode with a counter into the suplex. Big counter there for Roode because John Cena was really starting to gain a lot of momentum in that little period there. Roode now, maybe looking to put Cena away early. Here we go! Bobby Roode! Oh, the glorious DDT! Early in the match, Cena's down! And he gets the shoulder up, though. Ooh, that was close. Bobby Roode, well, he was getting beaten down badly. Cena attacking the leg. Roode getting back to his feet, though, and hitting the glorious DDT. All of a sudden, Cena now back on the back foot here. A bit of pressure applied to John Cena, and he needs to answer a few questions here. As Bobby Roode, striking the back of Cena, keeping him down, and that's not a bad idea from Roode. Try and keep Cena down and just let your knee just recover a little bit. Try and get a bit of blood rushing back through it. Just ease it up a little bit there. As utilizing the knee there, so you can't be too worried about it. So Cena ineffective so far in trying to stop Bobby Roode's offense. The strategy not quite panning out the way he would have liked. There's Bobby Roode with more knees now. Cena being struck down even further. And this is a tough assignment here for John Cena. Obviously, his movie schedule doesn't allow him to get in the ring as much as he would like. So Cena, he has to go through, 2, 3, 4 week periods without matches at some points. And when you try and get back in the ring after that period of time, it can take you a while to get back in the swing of things. Now, Cena had a match against Kevin Owens not too long ago, but that was thrown out the door pretty quickly. Yep, and right now, Cena down, and Bobby Roode, spinebuster. He's in control now. Hooks the leg, could be all a kick out. Yeah, so look, John Cena, he had a match against Kevin Owens. It was thrown out the window very quickly. It was an ambush. Elias and Bobby Roode utilized the opportunity to take care of Cena. And Cena clearly slowing down a little bit here so far early on. There's now another glorious DDT, but is his foot underneath the rope? The referee says yes. Oh, Bobby Roode making a crucial error, and Cena gets a lifeline. That could have been it there for John Cena already. The second glorious DDT of the match. That should have been all for John Cena, who clearly looks like he's just a step slow at the moment. And, we talked about the ambush that happened on Raw. Wonder if that's playing a part here on John Cena. I wonder if that's going to affect him at all. Roode has got the better of Cena as John Cena, scooping up Bobby Roode and slamming him down. A modified version of the scoop slam, if you will. And I think it was a little bit more effective than a regular scoop slam from Cena. Now it's Cena, here we go. Now looking for the 5-knuckle shuffle, looking for the setup here. John Cena picks him up, drives him down, and this is where Cena is most dangerous. But no, Cena, I think he wanted the 5-knuckle shuffle. Bobby Roode not allowing it, and now Roode has him up on the shoulders. Swings him out, and drives him into the canvas. A very rude bomb there from Bobby Roode, who is looking tremendous at the moment. Just when Cena gets back in control, just when you think Cena may be about to steal this one, Bobby Roode finds a way. You gotta respect that from Roode, doing everything he can. But Cena staying in the fight. Despite the offense from Roode, right hand now from Cena, may have a chance to get him over the top of the rope, decides the other way, and now the shoulder block takedown. Can Cena find the 5-knuckle shuffle? The elbow right into the spine of Roode, and now Cena gonna pick him up. Look at the strength of John Cena. Slams him down with a gut wrench. Beautiful stuff from Cena, but will it be enough to put Bobby Roode away? He's gonna get a kick out of two though. More work to be done here by the Intercontinental Champion, who's trying everything he can to keep Bobby Roode down for 3. So far, nothing's working. Now the Fisherman Suplex. Swiftly done there by Cena, trying to quicken the pace a little bit here. Put a bit more pressure there on Bobby Roode. And now Roode is down. Cena can't capitalize again. Bobby Roode with another counter. Crucial moments in the match. Cena just can't capitalize. Roode swings him off his feet. And now Cena with a clothesline. And that might just give Cena a small little chance to take a breather and try and regroup here. I think he needs to. There's now Cena. Oh, he's going up to the top of the rope. John Cena, what's he doing? Cena lands down there on Bobby Roode. I don't know if he got all of it there, but enough to keep Roode down. Cena with more offense. Roode, though, with the counter and the elbow. Roode's going to pick up John Cena. Heads towards the barricade and uses the top of the barricade to drive Cena straight into it. Nice power display there by Roode to pick up Cena and hold him in the air for that period of time. Oh, what a right hand! That sent Roode flying. Count of 6 now. Roode's got to get back in the ring. We may have a count out. Cena. Count of 7. He's back in. Roode's got to get back in. Cena doesn't mind the count out, but Roode can't afford it. Count of 8. And he's back in. The referee was a little bit lenient there. He was a bit slow in the count. He just allowed some time for Roode to get back in the ring. As Roode will continue the work here. The crowd's pumped up. They realize this match is right for the taking. It depends though who's going to get the next big shot in, I feel. Roode's had 2 big chances with the glorious DDT. It failed. Now can he find another one in the center of the ring? Will it be enough to put Cena away though? Will the AA be enough to put Bobby Roode down? We've seen how resilient he can be throughout his NXT run. But this is John Cena. This is another caliber of superstar right here. And Cena looking to put Roode away with a kick out. Roode not allowing Cena to get a bit of confidence. You know, you get a 2 count, you get a 2.5 count. You feel as though you're close. You feel as though you're nearly there. But when you get an opponent to kick out straight away, it's a bit of a message that, you know what, you are nowhere near beating me right now. I've got a lot more left in the tank. I'm going to make sure that I last the distance. And you're going to have to do a lot more to beat me. So it's a bit of a psychological message sent by Roode. And Bobby Roode, underhook, into the suplex, bridges through, shoulders down, could be all for Cena, and a kick out near 2. And Roode, more work to be done despite the fact that he's giving everything he's got. Every move he knows he's trying to execute at the moment. But this is more like it. Back to the basics, back to what works. The spine buster, beautifully done. Oh, Cena nearly beaten there. That was nearly 3. You don't get much closer than that. And Cena is hurt. Cena is down. Roode could put him away here. Here it comes. Glorious DDT. But Cena, boot underneath the rope again. Roode with another mistake, and that's one. Well, that's 2 too many. You can't afford any mistakes against Cena. But Cena gave him a let off earlier on. Will he do the same here? I think Roode may have blown his opportunity to win this match. You know, he might be on the losing end of this one, and he can look back on the tape and realize, well, just not the best ring positioning. You hit the move, that's all well and good to hit the move, but you gotta drag Cena towards the center. Otherwise, it's a waste of time. Cena, sit out powerbomb. It is a waste of time if you can't capitalize on it. Cena going to the top. Roode could turn around and avoid it. Can he get there in time? Cena, though, jumps down and connects with a forearm into the back of Roode. Now Cena, shoulder block. Roode, look out, here comes another. And now Cena looking to put Roode away. John Cena fired up here, looking for the 5-knuckle shuffle. Here it comes. Cena, the 5-knuckle shuffle. Right on the bridge of the nose of Bobby Roode. And how about another one? Oh no, Cena went for it twice. And Roode makes him pay. Oh no, Cena! Glorious DDT! Cena went to the well one too many times. This time Roode gets the positioning right. And Bobby Roode steals the win. Oh, Cena was done. He had Roode finished. He was about to have his hand held up high, but he went for the 5-knuckle shuffle. He got it the first time. Then he wanted to drop the fist one more time. Not sure why. I don't know why. Roode, he rolled out of the way, got straight back to his feet. Bang! Glorious DDT. Just like that. And it was all she wrote from there. Bobby Roode grabs the win. It is the new Intercontinental Champion. Insurgents add another title to their cabinet. They just continue to grow stronger and stronger. Randy, tonight you face Braun Strowman inside a steel cage. Are you worried at all about being inside a steel cage with a man like Braun Strowman? No, absolutely not. I'm not worried about Braun Strowman inside a steel cage. If anything, Braun Strowman should be worried about me. Over the last couple of months, Braun Strowman has failed to realize that whilst he may be big, whilst he may be bad and tough, but the fact is I'm smarter than Braun Strowman. I have proven that every single time we get face to face with one another. Braun Strowman at SummerSlam, I took him down with an RKO. And every single time that Braun Strowman is around on Raw and I show up, it's the same thing. The 3 most devastating letters in the WWE, the RKO, is hit on Braun Strowman. He's down, ready for the 1, 2, 3. So tonight, yeah, I'm locked inside a steel cage with Braun Strowman. I won't be able to blindside him like I've been able to do over the last couple of months. So yeah, I'm all alone. I've got no one to help me, no insurgents to watch my back. But I know that Braun Strowman thinks he's going to pick me up and throw me around the ring, and that may be so. But I know if I can hang in there long enough, all it takes is 3 seconds. All it takes is for me to hit 1 RKO, and that is all for Braun Strowman. I know I can beat him. I have proven that the RKO will keep Braun Strowman down, and I've got plenty of opportunities to do it inside a steel cage. So to answer your question, no, I'm not scared of Braun Strowman. If anything, Braun Strowman should be scared of me. Well, we will see that match later on. Strowman and Orton inside a steel cage. Well, now we have an impromptu matchup here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. A match that was not announced heading into Fastlane, but earlier on in the night, our general manager, Christian, our Raw GM, decided, let's get Finn Balor and Shinsuke Nakamura on Fastlane, and let's have them team up to take on Roderick Strong and Cassius Ohno, of course known as Strong Knockout. Well, this tag team of Balor and Nakamura, it's a bit of a, are they going to do it? Are they going to commit to being a team, or is this just a one-off thing? You know, we've had a few chances now. We've had a few opportunities to see this tag team in action, and I'm still not 100% sure what the overall plan is here for Balor and Nakamura. Now, look, don't get me wrong, these two guys together, two individuals that are just amazing together. They are fantastic superstars. Both world champion caliber superstars, with Finn Balor being a WWE champion in the past. Nakamura, a multiple-time United States champion. So, clearly, together, these two men are the real deal. Shinsuke Nakamura, on his way to the ring now, has had his battles alongside Finn Balor with Insurgents, and that kind of led the two to form a bit of an alliance together, and they're figuring out a little bit more, about each other. They're deciding, you know what? why don't we try and make a thing of this? The tag team division is wide open right now with the Revival having basically removed the Hardy Boys from the tag team division. And we've got the New Age Outlaws who will compete tonight. They're returning in the ring. They'll face the Revival for the tag team titles tonight. And if they lose, well, we really have no idea what the future is, because, let's be honest, it could go either way. We could have another team step up to try and take the challenge, or maybe a team like Roderick Strong and Cassius Ohno might be the one to be next in line, or maybe even Nakamura and Balor. This could be a #1 contenders matchup here in this one. Every win is so crucial. And Strong and Ohno started off their run here on Raw really strong, no pun intended. But they did start off very, very well together as a team, but they cooled down a little bit over the last couple of months with a lack of opportunities being granted to them, which is a bit of a shame because they are such an exciting tag team together. They currently have 7 wins and 4 losses, so not too bad. Not brilliant, but not too bad at all. And it's steady, and as I said, a couple of losses over the last couple of months have just, cooled them down a little bit, and their opportunities have been a little more few and far in between. As Balor looking to start things off hot here tonight against Roderick Strong. And I like this matchup. Roderick Strong, a fantastic individual who I think if he was to go singles at some point, he could achieve plenty. And Finn Balor, we know what he can do. We know he is the man on any given night. Finn Balor is one of the toughest superstars to beat, but on any given night at the same time, he could beat anybody. Doesn't matter who it is, Balor is good enough to do it. Balor will get Strong into the corner here and hits him with a big chop and takes him down, and Balor once again going for the combination and connecting with the double boots right to the skull of Roddy Strong. And Balor might look to get Nakamura involved here as the tag has been made. Shinsuke is in, and Nakamura, here we go! Oh, hits the neck breaker, and Balor connects with a bit of a Samoan drop type of maneuver there from Finn Balor. Picked him up and drove him down as Nakamura worked away on the neck and continues to do so right here on Roderick Strong. Well, so far so good here tonight from these two men, Balor and Nakamura, and as I said, such an exciting duo, and it's very interesting to see, how they go together as a team. Will we see more of an individual effort between the two of them, or will they look to try and, we've seen in the past some teams, for example, Riott KO. They were a successful tag team over on SmackDown, tag team champions for nearly a year, had such an incredible run. But they were two good individuals coming together. It took them a long time to really gel as a tag team. You felt as though at times it was really Randy Orton, delivering a great solo effort, or even Rhino on some nights delivering a great solo effort to make it happen. So you felt as though you weren't 100% sure if they were really connecting well as a team, if they were really meshing well as a team, but ultimately we did see them get there in the end. So it may take some time for Nakamura and Balor to do so, but the problem is, are they willing to commit and spend that time to get better as a team, knowing that, well, both of them have individual aspirations to be the WWE Universal Champion at some point. Perhaps even the Intercontinental Championship is on the mind as well. Now that we have a new champ in Bobby Roode, maybe we'll see someone trying to take that title from Bobby Roode. We know Nakamura and Balor have had their issues with Insurgents, so we could renew that rivalry there. Right now, Nakamura utilizing these knees here on Strong, and Roderick Strong hasn't really had much of a chance to get out of the ring here. He's struggling a little bit, as it's been such an impressive performance so far from Nakamura! The Kid Shaza! That might be it! Ohno can't even get in the ring, and he'll break it up. Well, this has been a great tag team effort. Ooh, Balor with a spinning forearm. Isolating Roderick Strong to perfection, not allowing them to really, get anywhere near a tag. Strong knockout, in big trouble here. Well, Balor and Nakamura look really good together so far, despite the fact that they've only had 2 official tag team matches together. They're 1 win, 1 loss, including that 1 loss at SummerSlam against Insurgents. So they have been up and down together as a team, but this has been much a more comprehensive, much of a more tag team sort of victory if they can make it happen here, because right now they are really putting on a great performance, tagging in and out, isolating the one man, and really just dominating this matchup. Not even giving Strong Knockout a chance here. Coming out with a bit of a point to prove here tonight at Fastlane. They weren't scheduled to be a part of the event. I think that's also given a bit of a chip on their shoulder. They want to be a part of every pay-per-view they can, especially a Raw exclusive pay-per-view. And a combination there. And Balor trying to fire up. Ono can't do nothing here, but watch on. Strong and Ono, Strong Knockout are a great tag team, and I think they'll get their turn as tag champs at one point. Are we going to see a tag? No. Strong Knockout. At one point, I really felt as though they were going to be next in line to become the #1 contenders, but they've fallen away a little bit. And I think they'll get there at some point, but right now, they are in big trouble. Sling Blade by Balor. This has been impressive. Finn might look to try and put Roderick Strong away, but a counter there by Strong, and finally a tag. Well, there you go. One small mistake from Balor and Nakamura, and it could cost him, as Cassius Ono is in. And Ono will pick up Finn Balor, and drives him down. Nicely done there. Revival, the tag team champions in action later on tonight. Will they still be champions after Fastlane? If they are, then one of these teams, you get the feeling, could be next in line to challenge them. The Revival, they're on a bit of a warpath to prove that they are the greatest tag team in history. And we'll talk more about them later on tonight. But at the moment, these two teams battling away. But Cassius Ono, since getting the tag in, has given a little bit of a momentum shift back towards the favor of Strong Knockout. But that could be about to change. A mistake there as the tag's been made. Nakamura's in. Here comes Shinsuke with a nice kick. There's a few more. Nakamura starting to heat up here. Looking really good. He's been very impressive, the former US champion. Nakamura, here we go. Slamming down Cassius Ono. This is not good at all for Strong Knockout. Roderick Strong is hurt. He won't be any use right now. It's all up to Ono, but the pressure is on him at the moment. Can he find a way to survive the onslaught by Nakamura and Balor? Nakamura giving Ono a bit of a chance to get back to his feet here, and that may cost him. He wasted quite a lot of time there, and big splash in the corner. Ono might be about to make him pay. Here's the hook of the leg, and Nakamura kicked out. Well, I don't see Balor available to tag at the moment, so Nakamura's all alone as well. Balor's trying to come to his feet right now as the knee in the corner. Nakamura missing the boot. And Ono might look to get Roderick Strong back in here, despite the fact that, well, Strong took an absolute beating earlier on. And Ono working away at the moment. Well, I think he wanted the tag, but the referee didn't see it. Didn't allow the tag to take place, so Ono will stay as the legal man. I don't think he quite got the hand of Roderick Strong. I think he might have missed, to be honest. And now that is a huge mistake. As Nakamura countering, now lining up Cassius. Here we go, Kinshasa! And that non-tag will prove to be lethal. That's all. Roderick Strong's nowhere near to be found. And Nakamura and Balor pick up the win. Well, who knew that tagging your partner could be so difficult? All Ono had to do was just touch the hand of Roderick Strong, but he missed. He had an air swing. Nakamura grabbed a hold of him, took advantage, hit the Kinshasa, and that was it. Well, a crucial mistake. A crucial mistake by Strong Knockout. They can't afford to do these little silly errors. They're better than that. But as it stands, Nakamura and Balor are putting together an impressive resume as a team. This was a mighty effort from them. An impromptu match, no time to prepare, and they come out here tonight and they look like a team that's been teaming together for years. They were on fire. In sync, the chemistry is growing. These two men, they're on the same page and may be potential tag team champions. We now get ready for some women's action here tonight as Ruby Riott, the leader of the Riott squad, on her way to the ring. Ruby Riott has the tough assignment of facing Ronda Rousey here tonight, one-on-one. Well, Ronda Rousey, we've got to go back to SummerSlam, where Rousey, well, she was the third woman to help out Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch in their 6-woman tag team match against the Riott squad. Well, on that night, Ronda Rousey did participate in the match, and whilst they got the win, she was very, very underwhelming. Not great at all. Rousey then had a match on Raw in the last few weeks ago, coming up against the Riott Squad, and again, Rousey picked up the win, but just wasn't great. She was underwhelming again. So now Rousey wants to face Ruby Riott tonight to get a bit of retribution and to prove everybody for once and for all that, yeah, she is the real deal, that she is ready to be a top woman here in the division. Now, as of right now, she has not got a specific brand she's a part of. Neither Raw or SmackDown have been able to secure her signature, and she will appear on both brands going forward. Ronda Rousey making the transition over from MMA to the WWE. She's looking to try and take things slow and steady and warm herself into it. And at the moment, this will be her toughest challenge to date, up against Ruby Riott, who has proven to be a very, very tough competitor here on Raw, and she, I believe, could be a potential women's champion at some point. Boasting a 59% win ratio certainly puts her in the category of a potential women's champion, no doubt about that. We're on the way. Rousey and Riott as Ronda Rousey with a good start. This could be make or break for Ronda Rousey tonight, because the fact is, if she fails here tonight, I really struggle to see what her future truly will look like. She's chasing a big contract from either Raw or SmackDown. Both brands at the moment are very hesitant to give that to her. They don't quite know what they're going to get out of Rousey. And her first match at SummerSlam, she was not great. In fact, I think she was almost a hindrance to Sasha and Becky Lynch during the 6-woman tag. Then she had a match one-on-one, and again, yeah, she looked okay, but far from her best, or far from where I believe we all thought she would be. So clearly, the inexperience of Ronda Rousey playing a part here. She, may not be as good as we initially thought. Maybe she's got a lot more learning to do, and she's quite vulnerable at the moment. Taken a long time to make her debut. We expected her for many months before she finally arrived. Ronda Rousey decided that she was going to wait and wait and wait until the time was right, until an opportunity came where she could start things off the way she wanted to. And she wanted to start off, as we said a moment ago, slow and steady. And being a part of a 6-woman tag team match, getting a few minutes of exposure in that one, and just kind of getting a bit of a taste of it without having to do all the work yourself was a nice little teaser for Ronda. But now, she's all alone here. In fact, the Riott Squad are here as well. It's a bit of a 3-on-1 situation for Ronda. The odds are, on paper, are stacked against her. We know what Ronda can do inside any sort of ring or any sort of combat environment. Ronda Rousey is as dangerous as anyone will ever be here in the women's division. But the fact is she good enough to be a WWE competitor? At the moment, she hasn't really quite proven that just yet. Ruby Riott picked up here by Rousey, going to drag her towards the corner and puts her head straight into the turnbuckle. And Ronda Rousey starting to use everything around her environment that perhaps she probably hasn't really utilized in her first couple of exchanges in the ring. She probably didn't realize that, hey, there's a turnbuckle, there's a ring post, there's still steps, there's an announce table. I can look at all these different things to kind of utilize as well as what I can do inside the ring. And this is a bit of a learning curve for Ronda. As now right into the corner and Rousey with a knee. And now another one. Ruby Riott coming so close to becoming a #1 contender for Alexa Bliss's Women's Championship. Of course, she'll defend the Raw Women's Championship later on tonight against Sasha and Becky Lynch. Now that is a great matchup that I'm looking forward to. 3 of the best going at it in a triple threat. But that could have been a one-on-one match between Riott and Bliss if Ruby had won at SummerSlam with her Riott Squad. And of course, Ronda Rousey, a part of that match, basically costing Ruby Riott a chance to become Women's Champion. And of course, Ruby Riott not thrilled about that at all, and she would love a chance to get a win over Ronda Rousey. And Ruby Riott came out earlier on this week, and she said that, well, Ronda Rousey is the most overrated person in the WWE. So, there you have it. Ruby Riott, not a big fan of Ronda Rousey, doesn't exactly believe that Ronda is all that just yet. And from the sounds of it, Ruby Riott believes that Ronda Rousey may not be all that ever. Ronda Rousey at the moment, though, in control of the match. And Rousey working away on the arm. And we know if she gets that arm bar in, it is all over. No question about that. Ruby Riott Feeling the effects right now of the offense from Ronda. Slowly grinding her away here. Slowly wearing her down. But Riott trying her best to stay in this match. As now Riott slammed down by Rousey. And Ronda starting to get a bit of control happening here. Ronda Rousey picked up and slams down Ruby Riott with a beautiful powerbomb. Now wraps up the legs around the throat, trying to squeeze the thighs into the skull, putting a bit of pressure there on Riott. And a stiff jab there by Ronda. Now another one. Ronda trying to keep control, whereas Ruby Riott trying to fight back. Is Liv Morgan throwing a steel chair in the ring? That could be interesting, as now... Oh! My goodness! Ruby Riott slamming Ronda Rousey's head straight into the turnbuckle padding. And now Liv Morgan distracting the referee, and oh, a steel chair! Come on! Throws the evidence away, and that is just a blatant cheating. Just a complete violation of the rules. Blatantly cheating. Rousey's hurt. Struck with a steel chair. And now Ruby Riott up top. Here we go! Lands down on Ronda. Hooks the leg. Will this be it? No, the shoulder is up. Rousey has a little bit more fight left in her. But now Riott looking to perhaps pick her apart here. The steel chair, the distraction of the referee. Rousey hit right in the skull with a boot. And now the Riott kick. Will it be enough again? Ronda gets the shoulder up. Ruby Riott can't beat her just yet. She's doing everything. She just can't quite put her away. Now the kick in the back, trying to keep the pressure going. Rousey's hurt badly though. Rousey's struggling. The steel chair shot really rocked her. And now the right kick as well. Ruby Riott. Oh, here we go again! Into the turnbuckle padding. Oh, deadly from Ruby Riott. And now Ruby drags Ronda close to the ropes. And oh, wait a second, using the feet on the ropes, cheating again, and oh, she'll win! Ronda Rousey couldn't kick out, thanks to Ruby Riott blatantly cheating. And Rousey takes her first loss in Universe Mode. Rousey, unfortunately, got a bit of a lesson in the rules and how to bend them. Ruby Riott using the Riott squad around her to get the steel chair in to distract the referee, hit the steel chair shot. To Rousey's credit, she kicked out of the Riott kick as well. She kicked out of everything until Ruby Riott blatantly cheated. She drove Rousey's head straight into the turnbuckle. Rousey was already still struggling to even get back to her feet after what transpired earlier on. And the blatant cheat, the feet on the ropes, and Ronda Rousey takes her first loss, and that is without a doubt the biggest win of Ruby Riott's career to date. What a victory for Riott, and she has solidified herself as the real deal and a potential contender for the Women's Championship. Our next matchup here tonight will feature Randy Orton going up against Braun Strowman one-on-one. It's going to be inside a steel cage, and we know the history between these two. All you got to do is go back to SummerSlam, where Randy Orton cost Braun Strowman the Universal Championship and announced himself as the newest member of Insurgents. Randy Orton, one of the all-time greats, a fantastic superstar, not just of all time, but here in Universe Mode as well. A former WWE champion in Universe Mode. Spent majority of last season of Universe Mode dominating the tag team division. Now back looking to become a single star once again. Well, historically, Randy Orton doesn't have the best record in the world. In fact, Randy Orton only boasts a 45% win ratio, which is quite surprising to say the least. You'd have to expect Randy to be far higher than that, but no. Randy has had his struggles at times, but no doubt about it, the last season, or maybe season and a half for Randy Orton, I think has probably been the best we've seen from him here in Universe Mode. This man, Braun Strowman, well, there's no doubt about it. I feel as though he would be the Universal Champion right now if it wasn't for Randy Orton at SummerSlam. Strowman was setting up Samoa Joe, looking the goods, and then Randy Orton hit the RKO, and Samoa Joe was able to capitalize on the distraction. Well, for Strowman, it hasn't been the best of months. Randy Orton's got the better of him on pretty much every occasion we've seen. Randy Orton has hit the RKO a couple of times, and Strowman's been able to take care of business. And Strowman, well, has been left feeling a little bit silly at times. Now, there's no more blindsiding, there's no more assaults, there's no more attacks. It's just a fair and square one-on-one match. And immediately Braun Strowman making his power and his presence felt early on. And Randy Orton knows that's what he's going to get. He said in our interview earlier on tonight, he knows that Strowman, he's going to outmuscle him, he's going to outpower him, but Randy believes that he's got the brains, he's got the smarts, he's got the strategy to outthink, outwit, and survive Strowman inside this cage. Neckbreaker there by Orton as his first major offense for the matchup is in place. Randy Orton joining Insurgents, making him the 5th member of the group. We saw Roode become Intercontinental Champion earlier on. Samoa Joe is in action in a little bit as well, with Kevin Owens and Elias also in the group. It is becoming an absolute mega powerhouse here on Monday Night Raw. Strowman, he's tried to make sure that Insurgents stops getting even more power. He's tried his best as Orton hits the elbow off the top of the rope, using the cage to hang on to. You don't normally see that from Randy Orton at all, but Randy said he's going to try and outthink Braun Strowman, and I think he's going to try and implement a few different ideas and a little bit of a different strategy to perhaps take Strowman off his game here tonight. Perhaps that was one of them. And it's now Strowman, ooh, slams down Randy Orton with great force. And yes, just to finish that point on Insurgents, they have been mighty impressive. They've dominated everybody in their way. Strowman has tried his best to take them down. He's not alone. Finn Balor's tried, Nakamura's tried, Cena's tried. Drew McIntyre, he's going to try tonight. There's a lot of guys all gunning for Samoa Joe. There's a lot of guys all trying to take care of Insurgents, but it just keeps getting stronger and stronger, this group. I really don't know if anyone's going to be able to stop them. Strowman, if he can take care of Randy Orton tonight, that'll get him one step closer back into the Universal Championship picture, which I feared that Strowman blew his chance thanks to Randy Orton and the attack. And there's a count of 1 and 2. So the referee won't be inside the ring for this matchup, but instead will count to the outside, which is going to be difficult to follow, but we'll try our best to keep you up to date with what the count is. As our referee will look for the superstar to get their feet outside of the ring, climbing over the top of the cage or through the door. The choice is theirs, or of course the submission or pinfall is available to them as well inside the ring. Braun Strowman, gut wrench! Oh, great power display. And Randy, as we said, he's expected this, and I think we all can expect this from Strowman, to come out here, throw Randy Orton around the ring, and really showcase his power and his strength. But Strowman's got to be careful. One small mistake could cost him, and oh! Using all 380 pounds of his frame to walk over the top of Orton. This crowd well and truly supporting Strowman tonight. They want to see him take care of Randy Orton. They're tired of Insurgents dominating. They want to see Strowman reach the pinnacle, but Orton stands in his way. Strowman going to try and pick up Randy, but no. And oh, clothesline as Strowman using his athleticism right there as the cover. There's a count of 2 and a near fall. So, the 1 and the 2, Strowman, almost for a moment, thought he may have had Randy Orton beat. It's now Strowman again. Well, look, Randy said he was prepared for this, he was ready for this, but I don't know if you ever truly are ready to be thrown around the ring with such force that Strowman brings. I don't know if anyone in the world is ever ready for it, but Randy, he believes that he was, and believes that he can handle it. And tonight will be a true test for that, because he's being just tossed around like he is nothing at the moment. Randy believes all it will take is one RKO, and that will be enough to silence Braun Strowman. Doesn't matter how much punishment he takes, He just has to find the RKO. The 3 most devastating letters in the WWE. Can Randy Orton find the move that has helped win him a WWE Championship in the past? And it's now Strowman beautifully executing there with a gut wrench suplex. And at the moment, in complete control of this match, Orton is in some serious danger here. He's going to have to try and find something and dig deep. Work his way through this difficult patch that he's currently in. Strowman with another kick there to Orton, and now the knee to follow it up if he's not careful. That could bust Randy Orton right open. Those types of strikes will do it. Strowman now dragged towards the center of the ring. Dragging Randy, rather, towards the center of the ring. And he now picks him up with a gut wrench again. Excellent power from Braun Strowman. Randy's hurt, but Orton, countering. Getting some kicks into the hamstrings of Strowman. Now, Randy looking for the DDT. We've seen it many times from Orton in the past. And Randy Orton taking us a trip down memory lane with the DDT, using the ropes for leverage. Now looking for the RKO. Strowman, if he gets met with this, it's over! RKO! Randy with a cover. Will this be it? 2! No! Strowman got the shoulder up. Braun Strowman has kicked out of the RKO. Now back to his feet. Randy can't believe he's stunned. And because of that, it's allowed Strowman a chance to get back into it. Now he's got Orton up top. Oh no. Oh God. Braun Strowman. Superplex. Taking a page out of Orton's book right there. And tossing Orton off the top of the rope. Randy can't believe it. He hit the RKO. That was his plan. That was his strategy. Hit it and you'll win. Well, it didn't work. Look at the hang time from Strowman. Slamming down Orton. Grabbing onto both arms there and holding him. Hoisting him right up in the air. Orton had nowhere to go but down. Strowman in complete control here. Looks fantastic tonight. He's really looking like he's on top of his game, which is great to see. Braun Strowman is a true force to be reckoned with here in Universe Mode. No doubt about that. Braun Strowman searching for a victory. Searching for a way to silence Randy Orton once and for all. He's had to deal with Orton over the last couple of months, attacking him every single time he gets a chance. And Strowman locked inside a cage. No insurgents to interfere. Nobody to mess around with him. Strowman can just get his hands on Orton, and that's exactly what he's been doing. And now, pressing him up and slamming him down. This is impressive by Braun, with the right hands to follow it up here. More strikes now on Orton. Braun Strowman hits the cover. Gets 1, 2, and a kick out. Once again, the referee yelling at the count there. Not the most ideal situation. You know, if it's a close count, close fall, I don't know if the referee will be truly in the position to make the right decision. Here's the cover again. There's 1, 2, and a kick out again. Strowman trying to wear down Orton, and you got to respect this from Braun Strowman. He's taking care of business for the majority of this match, but Orton, when the time mattered the most, he found the move that he needed, but it was still not enough to put him away. Now Strowman is going to try everything in his power to eliminate Randy Orton here. Now even looking for the submission hole. Strowman wrenching the body of Orton back here. You don't normally see Strowman with too many submissions, and that might be why. Orton able to slither out pretty comfortably there, and now Braun Strowman with a kick to the midsection. Orton, inverted backbreaker. Randy Orton, he is just loving himself right now. Enjoying every moment of this match. The cover, 1, and that's all it'll be. Orton starting to get himself back in this match. It's been all Strowman. Randy's really struggled here to gain any sort of momentum. Now Braun will cut him up and down. And Orton trying to get to the ropes, hang on for dear life. Both superstars haven't really looked to go to the cage too often. Just looking to keep it inside the ring. Neither man looking to escape. They want a pinfall or a submission win. That does not surprise me at all. These two men want to prove that they are the best out of the two of them. No ifs and buts. No asterisks. Just who is the better man. The cover. 1, 2. Again, a kick out. Well, Strowman's wearing down Orton, but he's just going to try and find maybe the running power slam or something along those lines to put Orton away. He hasn't quite been able to get close to that yet. Orton with a big right hand, a haymaker, a desperation strike. And now Orton's going to try and work his way back into it. But there's Randy Orton running out of time here because Braun Strowman's done a lot of groundwork. Orton has taken a lot of damage. He's really suffered. And now Strowman with a shot to the midsection of Orton. Right hand now is Randy. Look at these strikes here. Great combination. Orton against the ropes, and oh, a back body drop. Well, Randy lucky he didn't go into the cage just then. And Strowman, we know the power he's got. He could throw Randy Orton right into that cage pretty comfortably if he wanted to. Here's the cover again. Count of 2 and a kick out. This match is right there for the taking. Strowman continues to try and get this crowd on his side. I don't know about that strategy. He's wasting some time. And we've got a guy like Randy Orton who can beat you in one move out of nowhere, in a flash, in an instant. You want to make sure that you stay on him at all times. Now Randy will utilize the ropes and find the DDT again. Oh man, if Randy hits the RKO now, it's going to be over, despite the fact that you'd have to say Strowman, this match has probably been 70-30 into the favor of Strowman. He has been the better man so far. But now Orton looking for the RKO! Got it! Strowman is down. Strowman's finished. Count of 2. No, the shoulder gets up again. Randy Orton, his whole strategy was to find the RKO. If he gets the RKO, he will win. That's what he was thinking. That's what he believed. He's found it twice. It has not worked. What does he do now? Is there anything he can do? Strowman, is he on the verge of taking this match away from Orton? Randy's hurt. He's held on for this long. Braun Strowman running. Power slam. Hooks the leg. 1, 2, 3. The big man, Braun Strowman, the monster among men, has survived and has picked up a crucial victory over Randy Orton, a member of Insurgents. He had to earn it, Strowman. 2 RKOs. Any other man would have lost tonight after the first one. Randy Orton cannot believe that this has happened. Here it was, RKO. No other man kicks out of that. But Braun Strowman, he is no man. He is a monster, and he was able to find a way to get that shoulder up and then turn it into a running power slam and a victory to follow it up. Strowman deserves another shot at the Universal title. The question will be, who will be the champion? Will Joe remain champion? Or will McIntyre win the gold? Our second women's match of the night, and it is the most important of them all. It's a triple threat match to determine who will be the women's champion here on Monday Night Raw. Becky Lynch, she calls herself the man. She believes that she will be the next women's champion. Let's not forget the Money in the Bank briefcase in her possession as well. Which means Becky Lynch loses tonight. Well, she'll get another opportunity at some point, no matter what, for that championship. But if she wins the title tonight, well, if someone ever manages to beat her for it, she has a bit of a backup plan, bit of insurance. If something goes wrong, she's got the briefcase to cash in at any point and win the championship back. Not too bad to have a bit of a backup, a bit of a plan B, if you will. Which means Becky Lynch might be the most dangerous woman in the WWE right now. But let's not forget Becky Lynch could also go over to SmackDown and cash in the Money in the Bank briefcase as well and become a double champion. It's a possibility. Sasha Banks on her way to the ring. She is the boss. Multiple-time women's champion here in Universe Mode. One of the most successful women we've seen here in the series. 57% of her matches she has won. And Sasha Banks has been champion many times. She knows what it takes to be a champion. She knows what she needs to do to be a champion. And Sasha Banks tonight will be very, very tough to beat. Alexa Bliss is the Raw Women's Champion, and we've talked about it many a time, but has had the most easy ride you could ever ask for. She hasn't really had to defend over the last number of months because all of her challenges have been wrapped up in other things. Sasha, Becky, been dealing with the Riott Squad. She beat Naomi, did Alexa Bliss. The Bellas aren't really in the title hunt at the moment, and there's really been nobody else to step up to challenge her. Mickie James might be the only other woman, but to Alexa Bliss's credit, she befriended her. Alexa Bliss and Mickie James, good friends, and now that basically means that there's really no one to be a threat to Alexa Bliss other than the women that are in this match right now. And of course, we did see Ruby Riott with a massive victory earlier on, a huge upset, I think. So Alexa Bliss, because a lot of the women have been wrapped up into their own issues, their own situations to deal with, well, she's had a bit of a free pass, but no longer, no more. Alexa will be in for the fight of her life against two of the very best in Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks. Sasha took a moment to tell the crowd how great she is, but Becky Lynch is going to look to fight her tonight. Sasha Banks, not exactly the most liked, but the fans, you know, they supported her when Sasha and Becky teamed up to face the Riott Squad at SummerSlam. Of course, Ronda Rousey was the third member of that team as well. So there was some support for Sasha, but now that that's moved on, it's business as usual, and the fans have gone back to having a bit of a disdain for Sasha Banks. Alexa Bliss, well, she's not exactly the most graceful person in the world, to say the least. She'll tell it how it is. She'll say what is on her mind, and you know, we spoke to Alexa Bliss a few weeks ago about Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch, and she basically said to us that, look, these two women aren't in her league. There's a reason why she's the women's champion. There's a reason why they're not. And she believes that she is the greatest women's champion of all time. Which, I mean, come on. Who has she beaten? What has Alexa Bliss truly done? You know, she's been able to have a free pass. She's been able to, you know, fly under the radar while everybody else is, you know, doing all the work. Alexa Bliss is delusional, let's say that. But look, confidence is great, and she'll need the confidence tonight because this is going to be a very, very tough match. Triple threat rules, of course. Bliss does not have to be pinned to lose here tonight. Becky Lynch with the right hand there, and oh, Bliss with a right hand on Lynch. And coming into this one, it's really hard to pick a favorite. I feel like Becky Lynch may have the most momentum heading into this match. Sasha Banks has looked really good as well, but Bliss, you know, to her credit, she has been picking up victories on the side. If we want to go to the stats and look at the percentages, Alexa Bliss, 53% win ratio, Becky Lynch, 57%, and Sasha Banks, 57% as well. Not a lot really splits it there. Really hard to kind of dictate who would be the favorite based on the numbers. But I suppose if you want to base it on form in recent times, I feel like Becky and Sasha might be the two favorites, just simply because, oh, double leg sweep hit by Bliss, nicely done. Just simply because Alexa Bliss hasn't had that many matches. She hasn't had all those opportunity to be in the ring and face high quality competition. Alexa Bliss will drive Sasha into the corner. Becky Lynch is to the outside. Bliss with a drop kick. But I suppose if she hasn't been in the ring, she's had a lot of time to heal up from any potential nagging injuries. She's coming into this match fresh. She's coming into this match 100%. Kick out there by Sasha Banks. And Banks now. Here we go. Becky Lynch caught a bit of Alexa Bliss on the way down. Maybe a partial bit of Sasha Banks as well. I'm not quite sure, but a bit of the offense on the way down as well. Nicely done by both Women on that exchange as Sasha with a kick. That will take care of Alexa Bliss for now. And Sasha. And, oh, just takes care of Alexa Bliss. And will get her out of the ring. Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks has a chance now. Once friends, once allies, now they are enemies, both looking to become women's champion. And when both competitors want the same thing, that's when it does get a little bit heated. That's when their true personalities start to shine. And we've seen that from Sasha Banks over the last, well, number of months, not just recent times, but last couple of years. She's been very title orientated. That's been her main drive. That's been her main focus. As Sasha Banks, here comes the swing out into the neck breaker. Keeps the shoulders down. Legs hooked. Bliss in trouble. And a kick out barely. Sasha gonna line up Alexa Bliss now. Can she put her away here? Sasha Banks. Backstabber. Banks statement. Bliss has the boot on the rope. Lynch was there anyways, but I think Sasha wanted to just send a bit of a message to Alexa Bliss that, hey, I can get this in. I can put the submission on and beat you right here. Sasha's got to get rid of Becky Lynch out of the ring. She's done that successfully. Into the cover. I don't know if this will be enough, but she'll try it. The count of 1, 2, and that's all she'll get. Worth a shot. Now Bliss in a bit more trouble here as Sasha wraps her up and driving the knees into the back, into the spine of Alexa Bliss, and Bliss tried to counter into the cover, but Sasha immediately kicking out. Now over the top of the rope. Can Alexa Bliss catch a bit of a breather? No, she's going to go for the offense. I thought she might look to try and get Sasha out of the ring. That will be enough to get her out of there. A spike DDT onto the apron, and that might be the night over for Sasha Banks. Alexa's trying to run away from Becky Lynch right now. She's doing everything she can, cat and mouse. Becky Lynch is chasing after her. Alexa Bliss doesn't want anything to do with the man right now. Jawbreaker there from Bliss. Now Alexa gets Becky back up. Miss Money in the Bank is Becky Lynch. And by the way, that briefcase was taken to the backstage area by one of our officials. So if she's thinking about cashing in at all tonight, if she does lose, forget about it. The briefcase is not ringside anymore. I'm not sure if Becky Lynch wanted that to happen herself, but one of our stage hands decided to put that backstage. As now Sasha lining up Bliss to the outside. Sasha Banks off the top, flying crossbody, and got none of it. Alexa with a counter. Celebrating, but don't celebrate yet. Backsploder. Sasha's back in. And now Sasha Banks trying to take care of Becky Lynch. Not happening yet. Lynch is too good. And Bliss is hurt after the exploder suplex. Becky Lynch now getting Sasha over the top of the rope. And this is a chance for Becky Lynch. She's all alone. Can she finish off Alexa, who heads outside the ring now? What's Alexa Bliss planning? A bit of a 2-for-1? No. Couldn't find the distance there as Becky Lynch was able to move Sasha Banks away and still avoid the contact as well. Sasha's down and Becky Lynch thinking about going back inside the ring, realizing this is a chance to put Alexa Bliss away. Here's the disarmer, locked in. The disarmer is in, applied. Sasha's stirring. Bliss has got nowhere to go. Will she tap out? Bliss maybe. Oh, she's hurt her arm badly. Bliss is not moving now. Sasha with a drop kick. Sasha Banks comes into the ring. Gonna try and steal it. She does. Sasha steals it. Took out Becky Lynch and has swiped the Women's Championship from Becky Lynch. Oh my goodness. The disarm her was locked in for a long period of time. Bliss, you could tell her arm was in agonizing pain. She couldn't move it. There was no way she could get it up. She couldn't get the shoulder up Sasha Banks kicking Becky Lynch out of the ring. And Sasha Banks has stolen. Here it was. The disarmer. And that's it. It was going to be over. Sasha Banks steals the Raw Women's Championship. Can you believe it? That was Becky Lynch's title to win. And this has been a big rivalry between the two. Both women trying their hardest to become women's champion and get the title shot. Both of them got it on the one night. And Sasha steals the victory. Unbelievable stuff. Sasha celebrating, but Lynch is back in. And oh no. Becky Lynch is not happy at all. And why would she be? She had the match won. She did the work. Sasha did nothing to deserve that title victory. And Lynch has had enough. She's exploding now into the corner. Becky Lynch is fuming. Well, I can't believe it. Sasha Banks, as she gets hit head first. Well, she was the outside of the ring. Becky Lynch had the disarmer locked in. And Sasha kicks Lynch out of the ring and steals the title win. Sasha Banks winning another women's championship, but right now paying the price. Wow. What about that slam by Becky Lynch? Well, Becky, she is Miss Money in the Bank. She'll have another opportunity in the future. And let's hope that one day she can cash in successfully, because at the moment, Sasha's down and Becky Lynch can do nothing but walk away. She tried her best tonight, Becky. She turns around, takes a look at Sasha. Becky Lynch did everything in her power. It's got to be frustrating for her. She deserved the win. She deserved this. And it was taken away from her thanks to Sasha Banks, who, well, stole the title, really. As Becky Lynch... Oh, wait a second. She's grabbed the Money in the Bank briefcase. We told you earlier on. One of our stagehands took it backstage. She's grabbed the briefcase. Sasha's still hurt. And Becky... She's gonna cash in. Becky's cashed in. We've got a match. Sasha Banks just winning the championship thanks to Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch attacking her. And Becky is going to keep on going. But Sasha, hey, is there some fight left in her? Is there anything left? Can she keep on going? Her title's on the line now. Becky Lynch getting Sasha over the top rope. Well, if Lynch wins, then all three women that were involved in this match would have been women's champion at some point tonight. Becky Lynch driving Sasha into the ring post. Getting her back in the ring. That's where she needs to be. Becky Lynch gonna look to make this a bitter ending for Sasha Banks. Her title run could be coming to an abrupt end. Sasha Banks drilled into the canvas. Sasha not moving. Becky realizes this is her chance. The shoulders are down. Can she kick out? We have another new women's champion. I can't believe what we've just seen. But Sasha Banks is no longer the champion. A double chance for Becky Lynch. She lost the title match originally. She lost the triple threat. But she decided, nope, that's not how we're ending the night. She worked down Sasha Banks a little further, grabbed the briefcase, ran back to the ring, cashed in, and put her away. Well, not entirely fair and square, but Sasha had a chance to fight back. And she did, and she had no fight left in her. Becky Lynch steals back the Women's Championship, and she's the Raw Women's Champion officially. Well, one man will stay, one man will go. It is the Hardys facing one another. The loser will leave Raw, and the loser will join SmackDown in what will be a trade. That is official. We don't exactly know which member of SmackDown will be joining Raw, but what we do know is that one member of the Hardy Boys are being forced out of the brand. Well, here comes Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy, a little strange, a little out there, eccentric if you will. But no doubt about it, Matt Hardy is still a top-tier competitor alongside his brother Jeff, both men boasting an impressive record here in Universe Mode since coming together as a tag team. But the big question is, can they both succeed as singles? A lot of people still believe Jeff Hardy may have the better chance of succeeding as a singles. We'll have to wait and see. And speaking of Jeff Hardy, here comes the charismatic enigma, Jeff Hardy, on his way to the ring. And it is so exciting to see Jeff Hardy potentially back as a singles in a top tier position. But the question is he going to be on Raw or is it going to be on SmackDown? Because I've got no doubt in my mind, no matter which brand Jeff ends up on, he will succeed. Likewise with Matt Hardy, but both the Hardy Boys have to fight each other tonight. And that's going to be a tough pill to swallow for both guys who still have all the respect in the world for each other. This is not a match they wanted. They did not want to fight each other. They simply were forced to by our general manager, Christian. And we'll get into that in a moment. Well, it's really difficult to split both guys. They've been obviously teaming together for the most part here in Universe Mode. As we start things underway here with a collar and elbow tie-up. Matt Hardy has got a 74% win ratio. Incredible. Jeff Hardy, 68%. And Matt Hardy's just had the one extra matchup compared to Jeff, but a couple of extra wins. So not much splits them. There is not much to really say in terms of the numbers. But what we do know is both guys know each other inside and out. And you can see already early in the match, there is a little bit of hesitance. Both guys not really all that keen to fight here. Just kind of going through the motions a little bit. And yeah, you can see that both of them just hesitant. They don't want to fight. That's the simple fact. Christian has forced them to compete against one another tonight because the Hardy Boys lost their tag team championships to the Revival. They lost the rematch. And, well, Christian realized that the end of the Hardy Boys is probably near, in his own opinion. He believes that the Hardy Boys are no longer a top-tier tag team. They lost to the Usos as well. And he made the call that he would be better off splitting the Hardy Boys, forcing them to split, trading one of them to try and get another asset from SmackDown and to bolster up his singles, because he believes that, well, he's going to have to maybe put both of them as a singles competitor here on Raw, as Matt Hardy on the second rope, gut wrench into the suplex, beautifully executed. Christian believes that there's only room for one of them as a singles here on the brand, and he's better off trading the other one for SmackDown, try and get something big in return. We'll see what happens, but yes, not enough space for both guys here on the brand, despite the fact that they still wanted to remain together as a tag team. They didn't even want to break up as a tag team. This is completely forced, and you can see in the ring here tonight, both guys, they are very reluctant to fight each other, but they're starting to get into it a little bit here as Matt Hardy, into the running bulldog. Hardy's look pretty good here, and that's Matt that I'm talking about. He's looking pretty good in the opening exchanges here with Jeff. Not a lot of offense just yet. We'll see Jeff Hardy perhaps now start to get things happening as you pick up Matt and slam him down. Well, together as a tag team, the Hardy Boys were almost unbeatable. They won 78% of their matches. They lost 3. That's it. 3 matches in total. And the Revival beat them twice, the Usos once. So there was a long period of time where the Hardy Boys went undefeated, and they were tag team champions on top of the world in the tag team division. Out of everybody in both divisions on Raw and SmackDown, you could argue the Hardys were the best. But unfortunately, a couple of losses to the Revival and an extra one to the Usos has meant that, well, our general manager's just given up on them as a team. Forced to separate. Jeff Hardy with a snapmare takedown, rather, and now into the side headlock, trying to wear down Matt. Both guys, you can tell, this is not what they want to do. They don't want to be here. They've had their battles in the past, there's no doubt about that. They've had their personal issues with each other. They've had their falling outs, but this is not a falling out. This is two guys as Matt, the twist of fate, could be all here for Jeff Hardy. Referee a little slow. There's the count. And he gets the shoulder up at 2. Referee a touch slow, and Matt kind of getting that move out of nowhere. And not enough to put him away. Yeah, there is no animosity between the Hardys. That's the fact. You know, they're going to split away and still be the best of friends. They are brothers. And that's the difficult equation here for both guys. Matt Hardy trying his best to win here. You have to weigh up the options. You know, who's better off going to SmackDown? Is Raw SmackDown the better choice? It's hard to say. There's a lot of guys here on Raw right now, all gunning for every championship. You know, guys like Finn Balor, Nakamura, we saw them a little bit earlier on. Bobby Roode, Elias, Kevin Owens, Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre, Braun Strowman, Randy Orton. There's a lot of talent there that are all singles competitors right now, all coming for championship gold. So I can understand where Christian's coming from. He obviously believes that, you know, both the Hardy Boys are going to want to be singles champions. As Matt with the right hand, not doing much there, as Jeff will get him in the corner. And he's already got so many guys competing for the singles championships as it is. Maybe he's got a point. There might not be enough room here on the roster, but it's, you know, it's difficult to really, you know, I think it's unfair to split them apart when they didn't want to split. Let them be in the tag division going forward. Why split them up? Well, Christian's made that call. If you look at the SmackDown roster, there is, I think, some space. You know, you do have the Shield, Rollins, Ambrose, Reigns, all top-tier names. As Jeff, hang on, hold the thought, as he's going up top. You know he's going to mean business when he's up here. Jeff Hardy! Oh, with the elbow. Thought about the swanton. Matt not quite in position. Hits the elbow drop instead. There's Jeff now. Look out! Twist of fate! Didn't quite get the elevation that he would have been looking for. And Matt just kicks out. Yeah, utilizing the shoulder rather than taking Matt to the ground. Jeff Hardy nearly putting him away, but not quite. Matt Hardy able to kick out of a move that, well, he certainly helped make famous. Jeff Hardy has adopted it himself and utilizes it to full effect as well as Matt Hardy. Side effect! Will this be all? Jeff's in trouble. 2, and a shoulder up at before the count of 3. A 2.5, near fall. 3 was almost coming, not to be. Well, we're trying to talk about the type of guys that we got on SmackDown, that the Hardy Boys could come in here, but the action's starting to pick up a little bit here. But we'll finish the thought, and obviously Sami Zayn's there as well. And, you know, that kind of rounds up the top names. You've got Brock Lesnar, who's officially a part-time guy now. He's now transitioned into a Legends contract. So he's actually eligible to compete on both brands going forward. So he might not be an option as Jeff. Oh, he's in massive trouble. Twist of fate, that'll be it. But he gets the hand under the rope. Maybe catching some of the rope as well. Jeff Hardy, desperation, able to survive. Now Matt with the elbow as well. More elbow strikes to Jeff. Matt Hardy looking fantastic, and he's certainly on a roll here. Matt Hardy, we know he's a little bit strange and out there nowadays, but no doubt he's still a top-tier competitor. And despite the fact, yeah, both men are aging, but they're still performing at an elite level. As Matt Hardy working on the leg there on Jeff. Matt Hardy down to a knee, struggling a touch here as he's obviously exerting a lot of energy trying to put his brother away. It's been a terrific contest, a great battle between the two right now. But only one can win. Jeff Hardy's gone through an absolute war. Matt Hardy has really picked up the pace over the last couple of minutes and has affected Jeff Hardy big time. One man will go to SmackDown. One will stay. And a splash into the corner. Matt Hardy looks to be the favorite right now. Jeff Hardy is looking a touch slower. He's just looking to be pretty grounded. Matt Hardy's been able to get enough damage in there on Matt to really affect, on Jeff rather, to really affect him. Jeff needs to try and deliver something big and something soon. Otherwise, this match will be all but over for him. Now Jeff with a front face lock and a try and pick up Hardy and tosses him back down in front of him. Matt goes down. And Matt with a counter. Just when Jeff was about to build a bit of momentum, Matt able to shut it down. And now Matt. Oh no, you're going to hang up Jeff underneath the rope there. The throat going into the bottom rope.
And now wraps the legs around Jeff, and more damage being dealt here. Not a good situation at all for Jeff Hardy to be in here. He is in a world of danger. Jeff Hardy's good enough to fight back, and there's a jawbreaker. How much longer can he hang on for? This crowd is starting to get pretty rowdy. They're anticipating a finish to this one very soon. Both guys have done the groundwork, Matt more so than Jeff. Jeff Hardy, you have to believe on paper, would be the favorite, but Matt Hardy's outperforming his brother. Matt Hardy, the veteran, out of the two, he's got a few more years on Jeff. And now, splashing down after hitting the tornado DDT. Jeff Hardy working his way back into it. Jeff Hardy returning to his old theme music tonight as well. That was a nice treat, as well as the face paint that he started to use over the last couple of months. Going back to his old ways of showing his artistic way of life. As now Matt Hardy shrugging off Jeff there. And Matt running Bulldog. Almost hitting the Bulldog straight into the camera there. Running straight towards us, but beautifully executed. A great shot of what the impact was there, as Jeff is hurting right now. And a running fist into the corner, the forearm connecting. And now Matt Hardy is trying to hang on from a late offensive flurry here from Jeff. But is it enough? Not yet. Matt hanging on, Jeff trying. Both Hardy brothers want to stay here on Raw. This is where they've been able to have all their success for the past year. SmackDown's new territory, new competitors, new rivals. There's no guarantee that they're going to be able to repeat the success that they've had. And Matt shrugging off Jeff now with an uppercut. And Matt Hardy, twist of fate, one more time, that's got to be all. Matt Hardy, no, the shoulder is up and Jeff Hardy stays in it. Well, you'd have to say Jeff has had control the last number of minutes, maybe able to recover a little bit from the earlier offense. Matt tried to twist of fate one more time, not enough. Jeff Hardy's been incredible, able to survive this much damage, and another kick out. This is not going the way that Matt Hardy was planning. Both men are giving everything they've got. They were hesitant earlier on, but they're into an all-out battle right now. The floodgates are open. Both superstars want to stay right here on Raw. Right hand by Jeff. Ooh, Matt was rocked a little bit there, down to a knee. And now Jeff Hardy will drive Matt into the corner. Head first into the turnbuckle patty. The shoulder there. Now another one. And again, Jeff Hardy, more offense. Jeff starting to work his way back into it. Will we see Jeff Hardy with a tremendous comeback? He's faced a lot of adversity tonight. He has been dealt a lot of damage. But he's still going. Maybe looking for the twist of fate himself. But Matt with a counter and the heel kick. Jeff Hardy goes down. Matt Hardy wraps up the legs around Jeff's head as he connects with those elbow strikes. Jeff Hardy is hurting. He's reeling. Jeff Hardy. DDT by Matt. Great execution. Great counter. Matt Hardy. Here we go, side effect. Will that be enough? It hasn't been enough earlier on, but Matt's looking for the 1-2 combination. Matt Hardy, shot to the midsection. Twist of fate one more time. Will this be enough? Jeff's hands close to the ropes. Referee's not calling it. Must not have been underneath. He couldn't reach out further enough. And Matt is better than Jeff here tonight. Matt will stay on Raw. Jeff will go to SmackDown. What a battle between two brothers. What a battle between two of the all-time greats. The greatest tag team, perhaps here in Universe Mo in the last year. One of the greatest tag teams of all time. They've officially been split up, a forced split. And Matt Hardy will stay right here on Raw. Jeff will have new uncharted territory to uncover over on SmackDown.
What a battle between two great men and the end of a Hall of Fame tag team. From one legendary team to another, this time, this one is far from splitting up. The New Age Outlaws are back together once again to try and win the tag team championships one last time. Billy Gunn and Road Dogg are in the building tonight. They'll face the Revival for the Raw Tag Team Championships. And it is a very, very incredible time for the New Age Outlaws. They accepted an open challenge that the Revival laid down. They said, hey, anybody wants these championships, come and get them. Well, the Outlaws said, you know what? We're here. Why don't we have a try? The New Age Outlaws have said that they responded to the challenge because the Revival were coming out and saying that they are the greatest tag team of all time. They have come out and said after they beat the Hardy Boys that they could beat anybody from any era, any time. They're better than everybody. And the Revival have a lot of confidence. The question is, can they back it up? Tonight, the Revival look to defend their tag team championships once again. They are coming off some successful matches against the Hardys, as I said, and they're having a golden period. There's no doubt about that. They are having a tremendous run. Former NXT Tag Team Champions, now one-time Raw Tag Team Champions, and that reign is just getting started in their minds. They don't want it to end here tonight. The Revival, 62% win ratio here in Universe Mode, quite impressive. And we have seen the Outlaws in the past. It's been a while since we've seen them, but they only boast a 25% win ratio. So at the later stages of their career, they've had 12 matches in Universe Mode, 3 wins, 9 losses. Yeah, so it's difficult to really gauge, really difficult to see and say, where, the Outlaws are at. They've tried to come back before. It didn't quite work out the way they would have liked. Now, it's been a few more years. They're definitely older, but, are they in better shape? Have they been training for this? I don't know. It's really hard to say. We're going to find out very, very soon. The Outlaws got a chance to get in the ring not long ago and show us what they were capable of. So, look, I think the Outlaws can do it. I think they're good enough to get in here and try. And that's all they can really do is give it a shot. They've got the challenge. They've accepted it. And now they've got the chance to become Raw Tag Team Champions. All they have to do is turn back the clock for one night. Perform somewhere near their best from all those years back, and you never know, they might be able to win. It's Billy Gunn. What a hot start here by Mr. Ass, Billy Gunn, on fire to start off. And we know Billy Gunn keeps himself in tremendous shape. He still competes in the independent circuits, keeps himself busy. He's still wrestling pretty often, whereas Road Dogg not so much. So, if anyone's going to have to step up in this matchup and get the job done, it's going to have to be Billy Gunn. He needs to be really at his best, I think, to carry Road Dogg alongside of him to this victory. I think he's the key to victory. And so far, he's started tremendous here with Dash Wilder, not really getting the start he would have been looking for. The Revival have been brilliant. They've had, 3 or 4 of the best months that any tag team has had in a while. They've just risen through the ranks. There's an eye right there by Scott Dawson. That doesn't surprise me. He'll do anything it takes to bend the rules, as Billy Gunn will pick up Dawson and drive him back inside the ring. The Revival have been brilliant, let's be honest. They have been brilliant, but, look, are they biting off a little bit more than they can chew? They continue to say how great they are. They continue to tell the world that they are the best tag team in the world. And look, that's a bold, bold statement. There is a lot of fantastic tag teams, and yes, the Hardy Boys were brilliant, still are. And the Revival are the reason why they've been forced to break up. That is the Revival's doing. I will give them that. You have to. As Dawson will drag Billy Gunn towards the corner and bring in Dash again. So you have to give them the credit. They have done really, really well. They beat the Hardy Boys, and, they beat them twice. Now, they're basically coming out and saying, well, hey, we beat the best tag team right now in the WWE. And they're a legendary tag team, one of the best of all time. Now they believe in their own minds that they can beat any tag team from any era. That they are the best of all time themselves. So, I don't know about that from the Revival. It's a big statement as Road Dogg enters the match for the very first time here tonight. It's a big statement to make. But if they beat the Outlaws tonight, well, you can't really deny it as, oh, Dash ducks underneath after going headfirst into the turnbuckle padding. And now Dash is going to hold a Road Dogg, going to bring him towards the corner. A snapmare takedown. And Road Dogg back to his feet. Wilder, though, with a front face lock. And he's going to get Road Dogg towards the corner of Scott Dawson into the turnbuckle padding. And he'll get the tag. We said Road Dogg was probably the weak link here. You know, I look at the Outlaws. I think Billy Gunn, he's still in great shape and still can go. And Road Dogg is the big question. And so far, he struggled a little bit earlier on since getting into this matchup. The Revival, you know, Billy Gunn had a nice little stint. The Revival were, you know, struggling a little bit. They weren't exactly on top. Now, they're back in control of this match since tagging in Road Dogg. You know, other sports talk about plus minuses and things like that of certain athletes. And, you know, Road Dogg at the moment probably heading towards the minus area. He's kind of doing a bit more harm than good at the moment by being in this matchup. But a Samoan drop, there's something for him. Road Dogg, maybe, you know, he just needs to warm up a little bit. You know, shake off the cobwebs, get in here and see what he can do as the knee now applied to the back of Dawson's head. Revival, obviously they're very, very confident, very cocky. They think they are, you know, the great tag team. They're complete egomaniacs. So if they do start to feel the effects of the Outlaws, if they do start to slip away a little bit in this matchup, I wonder if they're going to be able to bounce back from that. So that's the big key, I think, for the Outlaws in this matchup. Just get on top of the Revival. You know, try and put a bit of pressure on them, because I don't know if they can deal with that pressure. Because they truly believe that the Outlaws aren't in their league, that they are a class above them, it's very possible that they could be found out pretty easily here, and that the Outlaws might be able to sneak away with a quick little win. You just never quite know, and the tag team division would be very, very interesting going forward if Road Dogg and Billy Gunn, the Outlaws, were to win. I couldn't quite imagine it, to be honest with you. You know, we have seen some legendary teams come back in the past, you know, the Dudley Boys for one. And they had a pretty successful run. Edge and Christian, they had a bit of a run as well. D-Generation X, not including, of course, Road Dogg and Billy Gunn, but Shawn Michaels and Triple H, they won the tag team titles at one point. So we have seen a few teams come back in the past and compete, but it's very, very difficult to do so. The tag's been made now as Dash Wilder's back in. And roll him over. That's Road Dogg and works away on the arm. Road Dogg needs to try and get a tag a little, I think here. He's just been stuck in the ring for a little bit too long. Nice move there by Dash Wilder as Billy Gunn reaching out his hand for the tag. He knows that Road Dogg's getting nowhere near to tagging right now. Dash is confident. He's in control, and Road Dogg is struggling a little bit. The Outlaws, their chances of winning are slipping away a little bit here. They've got to try and get a tag ASAP. As now the backbreaker. Road Dogg's got a chance to get out of there. Road Dogg, though, will give a bit of a shimmy, and here we go. Drops the leg. That's more like it from Road Dogg. Now, here we go. Gonna line up Dash. Are we about to see a bit of a comeback from Road Dogg? Oh no, the right hand from Dash. Road Dogg was looking good. Thought maybe he was going to turn it around and get his team back into it. Not to be, though. But Road Dogg not giving up just yet. Wasting a bit of time. Taunting right in the face of Dash. I don't know about that one. Oh, big clothesline. Now another. Road Dogg, here we go. Dropping the leg right down onto the face of Dash Wilder. And the kick from Road Dogg may give him a chance to strike here and capitalize. Maybe he doesn't need to get Billy Gunn in. Road Dogg's got a lot to prove. You know, people say, I've been saying he's the weak link. You know, people have been thinking that as well. He wins the match tonight and the tag team titles for his team. He'll be far from a weak link. He'll prove everybody wrong. He'll prove that he's still got what it takes to be an elite level competitor in the tag division. Right now, the Revival are having to work very, very hard here. They are not having an easy run of this at all. The Outlaws are giving them a run for their money. As now Wilder striking Road Dogg, no, connecting with the left hand. There is Road Dogg, gonna get Wilder up on the shoulders.
and will drive him. Oh my goodness. Wow. Like a javelin, just driving him straight into the top turnbuckle. Just like a dart. Wow. Dash wild. I haven't seen that move for a long time. And Road Dogg bringing back some classics here. And he's hoping to put him away. Just no, not yet, as the ropes were met. The rope breaking force, but Jesus is close. Road Dogg's really started to pick it up a little bit. And here comes these strikes on Road Dogg. And here comes a little bit of a jig and a jive as he takes down Wilder. Road Dogg, I gotta say, I'm gonna take it back. He's looked fantastic. A little slow early on, but he's starting to really warm into it. Road Dogg may be able to get the job done for the team. And I thought Billy Gunn was gonna have to be the key tonight, but he might be a key soon for a big tag. But right now, Road Dogg really setting up Wilder very, very well. And he drives him into the wrong corner, but still won't cost him as a tag was not made. Road Dogg planted off his feet. And now grabs the legs, wraps them up, and the submission applied. Dash Wilder trying to make Road Dogg tap. He's close to the ropes, and he'll hit with the right hand instead. Won't worry about the ropes, he'll just worry about the fist right to the face. Well, Revival, they said that they're not worried about the flips, they're just worried about fists. Well, at the moment, Road Dogg delivering the fist to Wilder, but a cheap shot from Scott Dawson, and there's the tag. And that is why they're the tag team champions. And now the Shatter Machine! Oh my goodness, the cover. Billy Gunn's gonna get there, is he? Yes, he will. He fended off Dash Wilder, who tried his best to grab a hold of Billy Gunn. Billy Gunn fought through it, broke it up. And this stemming from a cheap shot from Scott Dawson to the back of Road Dogg, distracting him. Wilder was able to make the tag, and now the Shatter Machine. Road Dogg is hurt badly, and he picks him up for the Brain Buster. The Revival have isolated Road Dogg. He's been there for a long time. The Shatter Machine, Road Dogg hurt. Now the Brain Buster, and the title defense. The Revival do it. They defeat the New Age Outlaws, who gave a valiant effort. They really tried their hardest tonight. And unfortunately, it is another loss for the Outlaws, and probably one of the last times we will ever see them in the ring in Universe mode. We never know. They might pop up again in the future, but they have lost this opportunity, and now the Revival will get a chance to move on to greener pastures. This tag team is just getting better and better. I love what the Revival have been able to do, and they add another legendary tag team to their belts. The Hardys, now the New Age Outlaws, but the question will be, who will be the next team to step up? Who will take on the Revival next? We'll find out in the near future. Drew McIntyre is with us, moments away from your match against Samoa Joe for the Universal Championship. Drew, is there any pre-match nerves heading into the biggest match of your career to date? Yeah, there definitely is some nerves, I'm not going to lie. This is the biggest match of my career. The Universal Championship is on the line. This is my first World Championship match. Look, I'm excited for this match. I'm ready for this match. But I know that Samoa Joe may have a few tricks up his sleeve. I know that he may be looking to get insurgents involved. I think Samoa Joe knows that we're going to have a great match. I think he knows that on paper we match up very, very well. This is going to be a great fight. I just hope that Samoa Joe is willing to let this fight play out the way that it should and does not try to get insurgents involved. Now, luckily for me, tonight, insurgents have been pretty busy. You know, Bobby Roode has already had a match. Randy Orton got beat earlier on as well. All that really remains is that Elias and Kevin Owens, well, they're probably hanging around somewhere and they could potentially get themselves involved. So I understand that that's a possibility. I understand that they could definitely do that. But I'm not too worried about them because I know I can beat Elias. I know I can beat Kevin Owens. So if they try to get themselves involved, I believe I can handle both of them. So tonight, Samoa Joe, he may be the Universal Champion, and I feel as though I'm on the same level as him. I believe that I can beat him. I just hope I get a fair chance to try and do so because this match, this title, it means the world to me.
and I'm not going to let this opportunity go to waste. This is my time to shine. This is my chance to prove to the world that I am capable of being a top-level competitor here on this brand. And tonight, I hope that I can walk out as the Universal Champion. Well, you've heard it from Drew McIntyre. He is ready. He believes that he can beat Joe if there is no interferences, if there is no involvement from insurgents, and that is a big if. Drew McIntyre competing in the biggest match of his life. This is for the Universal Championship, and this is our main event for Fastlane. Drew McIntyre, the Scottish psychopath, will compete against Samoa Joe, a man who has been nearly unstoppable. The Samoan submission machine. Samoa Joe, a badass, but Drew McIntyre, he said he believes he can match up with Joe, and I truly believe that as well. McIntyre's a big man, no doubt about that. He's got himself in tremendous shape, and he is worthy of this opportunity. I'm going to say I probably was a little bit surprised when McIntyre won the rights to be a part of this match. He won a fatal 4-way to get here. I was a little surprised that he got there. But now that he is here, now that he has announced to the world that he is ready to challenge the best of the best, I think this could be the night where we crown Drew McIntyre as one of the next big things in Universe mode. McIntyre has had a tremendous journey full of ups and downs, trials and tribulations, but one thing is for sure, the potential has always been there, and now he's truly starting to fulfill it. McIntyre, 54% win ratio in Universe mode. Of course, back in Season 1, he was a part of 3MB. Can you believe that? He's really put that behind him now. The difficulties that he's had back then, to come back, to win the NXT Championship, move up from NXT, and now be a part of the Universal Championship match. It's been a tremendous journey that could culminate in a title win if he can beat this man. Samoa Joe, the Universal Champion since WrestleMania when he defeated Seth Rollins one-on-one in the main event. Joe has been brilliant, no doubt. He is an absolute megastar right now on the brand. But let's face it, he's had insurgents to help him out whenever he needed it. He's had to deal with Braun Strowman. He's had to deal with Nakamura, Finn Balor, Seth Rollins we mentioned as well. It has been a really tough journey for Samoa Joe to keep this championship. There's been some tremendous challenges, but they've all tried and have all failed to take that title away from Joe. Samoa Joe, a badass, no doubt. And we talk about Drew McIntyre's record. Well, Joe's is far better. 65% win record. He has been brilliant. Samoa Joe, he spent a bit of time kind of stuck over on SmackDown at one point, lacking the opportunities that he needed. But he came to Raw and really found himself, really figured out what makes him tick, really figured out what he needs to do to make that next step to be a top star here in the WWE. He's found it, and he has certainly succeeded. We are underway, ladies and gentlemen. Joe and McIntyre. The Universal Championship on the line, and Joe with a big start here. Headbutt it all, running senton. Lovely start by Samoa Joe, and, well, this is going to be a real battle. A battle for the ages if it is fair and square. It's all McIntyre, harsh landing on the ropes there. And Joe immediately going to the crowd, knowing that the crowd will probably play a big part in whether or not McIntyre can really get himself in the right headspace. If the crowd gets behind McIntyre, there's a real chance that he might be able to string together the offense to beat Joe. But if McIntyre is down, the crowd does not really support him as much as he needs, that's when Joe can really strike. And immediately Joe looking to make a big impact early on. Joe off the top. Oh! Connects there on McIntyre, who's had a slow start. Really felt as though McIntyre had to come out of the gates pretty hot here just to send a bit of a message to Joe that he can hang. Because there is some question marks, there is some doubts. It's Joe, oh no, big suplex in the corner. Raf landing there for Drew McIntyre. Yeah, there is definitely some doubts about whether or not he is good enough. There's definitely some doubts about whether or not he is capable of being a main event star. There are some big names on Raw, and McIntyre is getting the title shot instead of all of them. That's a big deal. That is a huge deal. McIntyre, whilst he's been good, hasn't really proved himself long-term. This has been a bit of an opportunity, not out of thin air, but you know, he has been building to it, but he hasn't had the big one career-defining victory, other than, of course, the Fatal 4-Way to get himself here. But he hasn't had that one big rivalry that he's been able to win, or he hasn't been able to beat a top-tier contender one-on-one to really let everybody know that he is the real deal. McIntyre going to chase Joe out of the ring here. Samoa Joe playing a bit of possum with McIntyre right now. He's waiting. McIntyre's going to follow, and Joe strikes. Nicely done there by Samoa Joe. And Joe will get McIntyre towards the ring again, into the apron. Count of 3 by the referee. Throws him back inside. Joe, he's talking a lot of trash here tonight. Clearly, he's fired up. He realizes this is going to be a tough battle, and he's trying his best to get into the head of McIntyre early, and it's working. McIntyre's had a bad start to this one. And McIntyre, oh, belly to belly, thrown back into the ring. Over the head of Samoa Joe, back inside the ring. That's not easy to do. McIntyre's a big man. And Joe showing us he's got some power. No surprise, Samoa Joe with a great start. Samoa Joe in control, and Joe continuing this lethal offense. McIntyre falls to the outside of the ring, collapsing down there, and Joe will stalk his prey outside the ring. McIntyre, though, has a hold of Samoa Joe, and finally some offense. Joe may have caught a bit of the steel steps on the way down as well. Joe over the top of the barricade, sent flying. Joe went for an elbow, he missed it, caught nothing but thin air, and he's now tossed back in there. Brutal knee there by McIntyre, who's going to join Joe back inside. And now Joe back in the ring. Samoa Joe using the ropes for a bit of momentum. And he had to halt just for a moment, just because McIntyre wasn't quite in the trajectory that Joe was looking for, but he still found what he wanted and follows it up again. Exploding into the corner. Samoa Joe suplexing McIntyre. And the leader of Insurgents showing us why he is the man right now on Raw. Another running senton. And Joe has dominated. Apart from one little blip on the radar, it has just been a total annihilation by Samoa Joe. And that's going to put a lot of question marks into the mind of McIntyre and also the fans. You know, is McIntyre ready for this? Is McIntyre good enough to be here? McIntyre at the moment isn't quite proving it. Oh, there's a bit of offense. He needed that, McIntyre. Really badly needed that. Now the gut wrench picks up Joe and slams him down. That's more like it. McIntyre out now with a boot there to the back of Joe. Drew McIntyre with the right hand. Looking for more. Both men eye to eye. Coming into a stalemate. Deciding what to do next. Now Joe going to look to unleash. Samoa Joe with some right hands. Some left hands as well in there. And Joe looked to pick up. McIntyre hangs him up on the ropes. This is brilliant from Joe. He's in a class of his own right now. Samoa Joe. Going to pick up McIntyre here. Joe with a scoop slam. Not done yet, but McIntyre. Bit of offense finally. Been a really, really rough start for McIntyre. He is just not quite delivering the way that he would have liked. He would have liked to have come out the blocks here and really put the pressure on Joe and announce to the world that he's ready for this, but he's getting a real lesson here. He's getting a real wake-up call, and Joe is saying that this is his ring. He owns this ring. He owns this title, and oh, he may even own the brand. A right hand by McIntyre. Big haymaker caught Joe. It also caught a bit of the referee who's gone down. And that's dangerous because Samoa Joe with a referee available, you never know what he could try and do as Joe catches McIntyre. What about that? How on earth did he catch him? And hit the knee in the back of McIntyre. Joe going up top now. This is a risk, and he finds nothing.
McIntyre trying to get the crowd to support him now. Grab Joe by the midsection. Here he comes. Another gut wrench. Nicely executed again by Drew McIntyre. McIntyre just starting to get himself going here. A really rough start, but starting slowly to work his way into this one. And now Joe into the corner, splashing down onto McIntyre. I like this from Joe. This is good. He just needs to keep this going. More offense, the better for him. Right hand now by Joe, or by McIntyre, under Joe rather. Now another one, open-handed that time. And now McIntyre drives the knee again. Joe's neck is hurting. McIntyre trying his best. This would be a massive win. You know, if we had the Vegas odds, they would certainly be tipped towards the favor of Samoa Joe. But no doubt McIntyre is putting up a fight. He's starting to really show us why he deserves to be in this situation. That it was not a fluke. It wasn't a lucky win. McIntyre's been building towards theirs. Oh, again! Joe has used that to full effect multiple occasions. And Joe is looking terrific. McIntyre's had his issues with Bobby Roode down in NXT, a member of Insurgents. McIntyre would love to try and stick it to Roode again tonight by beating his leader. McIntyre, that was really where he burst onto the Cena universe mode. And Joe going to try his best now. No, McIntyre tossing him away. McIntyre, he had that career-defining rivalry at NXT, but he's yet to really do that here on Raw. And he's already in this position. So McIntyre, you know, a bit of a fast track, if you will, to the top. Now this is a real chance for McIntyre to close out what has been a pretty impressive year for him. Can he keep it going? Joe drives McIntyre towards the ropes, and Samoa Joe! Oh my goodness. What a power slam. Here's the cover. And will this be all? Count of two, that's it. As we get a bit of a closer look at the shoulders of McIntyre, wanting to make sure that he's kicking out. Wanting to get the best possible view there. As we know, we've had some interesting referee calls as McIntyre. Not sure what happened there, but a right hand regardless. Joe shrugged off McIntyre. Shoulder block. Drew McIntyre hanging on. Joe is given a lot of great offense, but Joe hasn't been able to find the big move that would seal the deal. Trying to get McIntyre into the corner, perhaps the muscle buster. Not to be though, McIntyre bounced out of it. Samoa Joe. He realizes McIntyre's hurt. He's dragging his carcass towards the center of the ring. Drops that knee. And Joe is just wearing down McIntyre. And the referee telling Joe, get out of the way, I want to check him. Referee says he's okay, and Joe will take a moment. He knows McIntyre's down. He'll take a moment to taunt the crowd again. Joe. Oh, here we go. Locked in. The Coquina clutch. McIntyre. Able to get the grip and release it. McIntyre. Brilliant there. Able to find a way through the hold and keep himself in this match. McIntyre somehow stays alive, and Joe wants to get out of there. Samoa Joe's a little stunned right now. I don't think he can believe that McIntyre got out of the Coquina clutch so easily. As McIntyre gets back in the ring, he'll break the count, will he? No, he's going to look to tell Joe to get back in here. Joe is down. McIntyre wants him to get it back inside the ring. Joe slowly back to his feet. Count of 6 now. And Joe, well, a bit of frustration here. Taking off the top of the announce table. McIntyre comes back outside the ring, and that will break the count. So Joe will get back inside. Bit of cat and mouse. Bit of a message being sent there as McIntyre slammed down. Well, yeah, Joe a bit frustrated. Looked to take care of the announce table there. Looked to tear it off, and now might look to use it for a bit of offense.
Joe might look to drive McIntyre into the table. No, instead, Joe slammed into the table. And McIntyre grabs Joe and gets a bit of a taste of the table there. Right hand there by Joe. Well, that's not exactly how Joe would have liked it to pan out there. He wanted to get McIntyre to that table and maybe throw him through it or do that. Exactly what McIntyre did to him. Now another scoop slam by Joe. Count of 7 now. Joe can win by count out, but he wants to win this one. Looks like to be fair and square. Well, that's a big moment in this match because he could have taken the count out. It was over. McIntyre was not getting up in 2 seconds to break the count as Joe with a Samoa drop. Instead, Joe decides to break the count and keep this match going. Joe, to his credit, he has decided on a few occasions to make the most of the match that he's had and really try to win without any discretion involved. Of course, we can't exactly say that happened at SummerSlam when, Randy Orton got himself involved and saved the day when Joe was probably going to lose. But for the most part, there has been some occasions where, yes, Joe has won fair and square. So there is hope that McIntyre might get a fair chance at it. Right now, trying to ground Samoa Joe, working away on that left knee. Interesting decision there by McIntyre. As Joe up on the shoulders. And McIntyre trying to find the energy. He had him on the shoulders. He just had nothing left. The back gave out. He just couldn't quite walk any further. As now Joe going to be driven into the corner here. Here's McIntyre. And Joe back to this again. How many times have we seen it? It's been so effective though. Samoa Joe wearing down McIntyre. Uranagi. Gotta be all for Drew. Joe not worried about the pinfall yet though. He's not done with McIntyre. More offense. And shoulder block takedown. McIntyre still in this match, but for how much longer? The Uranagi could have beat him, I feel. The coke-heated clutch, if he can find it again, it might be all. McIntyre going to try and dig deep. Find a way to beat Joe. Get Joe towards the center of the ring. He's going to go for the cover now. Hooks the leg. Referee in position. Joe, he'll kick out though. Referee took a long time to get there. Could have been almost a 2 count if he was there in time. Not to be though. It's McIntyre thinking about his next move. Joe back to his feet. And Samoa Joe, here we go! Coke-heated clutch! Locked in! And locked in good. McIntyre's not breaking free this time. Joe really locked it in well. But McIntyre, I'm wrong. McIntyre has broken free. McIntyre able to survive. Both men trying to get each other off their feet. Not to be though as Joe gets out of there. McIntyre hit the clothesline as both men ran into each other. Neither of them giving anything. McIntyre with the clothesline though. That'll do the job as Joe drives McIntyre into the steel steps. Tough going here. Really tough match. Both men giving everything they've got. But Joe has had the better of it. McIntyre tossed over the top. Joe realizing there's concrete out there. And Joe will get a bit of separation. Waits for McIntyre to get back in the ring. And Joe is ready to strike. Snapman, now the chop. Kicks as well. And the referee wants to check on McIntyre again. Well, to be fair, McIntyre has faced a lot of punishment in this one. McIntyre's really hurting, but he's digging deep. This has been a warrior effort from McIntyre. Joe with a miss, and the miss could cost him. Future Shock DDT. The hook of the leg. Joe able to get the shoulder up, though. And all hopes of McIntyre winning may have been lost there. A quick kick out by Joe. McIntyre, you can see with those strikes, it just doesn't have the force that it did earlier on. He's struggling with fatigue. He's hanging in there. But the DDT, one thing it will do is it'll just slow Samoa Joe down a little bit. Allow McIntyre to regain his breath a little bit and get himself back into it. McIntyre, oh, what a sit-out powerbomb. Digging deep, trying to gain a second wind, trying to do everything he can to stay alive in the fight. And Joe, oh no, picks up McIntyre with the counter. Drew just can't seem to catch a break. McIntyre went for the belly to belly. No, Joe. Get McIntyre in the corner. Samoa Joe, is he thinking about what I believe he's thinking about? Not yet. 1-2 combination there. And now heading to the top. Samoa Joe up high. And lands down on McIntyre. Leaps off the top, drops down on Drew, and he might be looking to signal for the end. A flying senton. McIntyre, is there anything left? Oh, Drew's got the submission, the crossface locked in. Joe with nowhere to go, center of the ring. Joe's in big trouble. McIntyre, will he beat Joe here? Joe hanging on for dear life. And Joe, he'll get the knee, and he'll slip out of it. Oh, McIntyre nearly stole the victory. Now you can see Joe feeling the effects. Joe really struggling down to a knee a moment ago. Joe onto the second, chops down again. This time not as much elevation. And McIntyre fighting again with a back body drop. And Joe forced to the outside of the ring to try and recoup. McIntyre outside again now. Joe driving him into the ring post. Wow. Just when you feel as though McIntyre's back into it, Joe shuts it down as now McIntyre driven rib first right into the announce table. Joe with more elbows. And McIntyre again. Still some fight left in him. Joe getting McIntyre back inside the ring. Slowly back in there himself. Joe, oh, what a slap. Big slap there. And now the elbow into the enziguri. Joe could be setting him up now. Has him in the corner. Samoa Joe. Here we go. Again with that suplex into the corner. Joe looking tremendous right now. Right hand. And now the German suplex. This normally leads to a victory for Joe. Full Nelson. And now Joe again with another German suplex. Joe, with everything he's got left, inflicting the damage onto McIntyre. Drew is struggling. And Joe will get him into the corner. McIntyre bouncing out of it. Now Joe will go to the other corner. And here we go. Is it gonna be? Oh, he's got him up. Samoa Joe. Muscle Buster. The Muscle Buster to McIntyre. The hook of the leg. McIntyre's hurt badly. And Joe retains. Fair and square. We got to see it. And on this night, Samoa Joe was just a little bit too good for McIntyre. A warrior effort. An effort of a champion. But unfortunately, he won't walk out tonight with the gold. Joe has done it. What a main event. These two men going to war with Joe able to secure the victory. Tremendous match. And Joe was just brilliant tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Fastlane. We finally got to see the pay-per-view. It's taken some time, but we got there in the end. I hope you enjoyed the big episode of Fastlane, a Raw exclusive pay-per-view coming to an end. Next time we come your way, though, for Universe Mode on pay-per-view, it will be Survivor Series. That is right, Survivor Series, a night where we see teams come together. 4 versus 4 elimination tag team matches. Maybe even the brands might come together to fight one another this season of Survivor Series. We'll have to wait and see. It's coming. It's going to be a little bit of a wait. We've got about 6 weeks of in-game time to go, but the build-up will begin next time we come your way on Universe Mode. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed the pay-per-view, leave the word Fastlane in the comment section down below. That way I know that you watched the full pay-per-view and you liked it. And of course, subscribe to see more episodes coming your way soon. How about you get yourselves involved more in the Brendan Players community by joining the Brendan Players Discord. The link will be in the description down below. Join the Brendan Players community and learn more and talk more about Universe Mode there. And speaking of learning more about Universe Mode, in the description down below, you can find the win-loss history and, of course, the link to the website where you can see the championship history and the roster pages and much, much more for Universe Mode. Thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.